Hello YouTube, second video of the day. It's beautiful outside and um, I'm smoking GLP's Gaslight for the first time. I just did a first impressions of it and I'm still going on it, Eric Stockaby. And I just did a little 10-15 minute ramble about it and I really like it. But I'm gonna do a little different topic here, another different video topic. I'm going to talk about what is a nicotine hit. That was some guys smoke, right? Cigarettes. I don't smoke cigarettes anymore, but some guys smoke cigarettes and stuff like that, right? And they'll say, "Geez, I think I got a nicotine hit." And some guys aren't. Some people are more sensitive to nicotine than others. If you don't smoke and you don't inhale, you know. But there's symptoms to nicotine hit, right? Even though you don't inhale it, I retrohale. I push it under my nose. Be interesting to know if you guys are you cigarette smokers. Do you inhale? Do you inhale your pipe? If I inhale my pipe, I throw up. Certain tobaccos are prone to giving you a nicotine hit, like Burley's. Like, it doesn't really matter. Burley's, Virginia, English, Latakia, whatever. You can get a nicotine hit off it. I'm a fast smoker, so I get them quite frequently. 10 Russians gives me a nicotine hit. This here Gaslight's going to give me a nicotine hit, so I slowed down on it. So I started feeling the oncoming symptoms of it, so I slowed down. So I thought I'd talk about nicotine hit and what it is. Well, we all know what nicotine is, and it's in tobacco. It's a natural, it's naturally found in tobacco. They don't add it. And what nicotine is, it's a chemical used to protect the plant. Okay, it's like toxic to insects or something, so it's like a natural pesticide. Now, there are other insects that can harm a tobacco crop, but nicotine, that's what it's designed to do in the plant, right? You know, it keeps the insects from eating it. But what nicotine does to your body, and how you can tell, like, you know, I had a watched the guy video. He said, "I think I got a nicotine hit. I'm not quite sure." So I gave him a comment with the symptoms, and he goes, "Yup, that was it." So the first thing that you notice is your throat will start to close off. Your throat will start to feel like it's tightening up on you, and you'll start salivating like a hungry dog. And that's the first thing you find. And right there, that's like, okay, slow down. That's the first thing that happens. It's always good to have a beverage. If you're not careful, if you don't slow down, the next thing that's going to happen to you, you might get a little gassy. You might start burping. But one of the common symptoms are hiccups. Now, when I used to drink and I chain smoke, or especially in the morning when I used to, this is why I like my smokes first thing in the morning, but when I smoked cigarettes, I used to go get my coffee and I'd light one cigarette after another. And when I smoked the strongest cigarettes on the Canadian market. It was like, back then it was called Player's Filter, Player Special Blend, Export A in a green pack. We called it Green Death. I don't know if you can still get them, but they were really high in nicotine. So you'll get your throat will start closing off. You'll start salivating. You'll start getting hiccups. And then your stomach will start going gurgle, gurgle, gurgle. You'll start getting gurgles in your stomach. Empty stomach makes it way worse. So first thing in the morning before you eat, absolutely, is when you're really prone to it. But you'll get the gurgling in your stomach, and then you'll start feeling nauseous. And the last symptom that you get off it is, it sounds disgusting, but we've all been there. Nobody talks about it. It's a very powerful laxative effect. Yeah. All of a sudden it's like, oh shit, you gotta run, man. And that's the order it usually goes in, right? Throat closes off, salivate, hiccups, stomach gurgle, nausea, and the laxative effect. It's usually what happens with, when you get a nic hit. I find Burleys are bad for it. Not necessarily. It all depends on how it's cured, right? I think all tobacco has about the same amount of nicotine in it, but it's from some videos I watched about, guys, who are in the industry, when they talk about their leaf and the nicotine content, it's how they cure it. Sometimes it gets rid of some of the nicotine, but I think all tobacco has about the same amount of nicotine in it, but how it's cured determines how quickly it's released, right? And some of the aromatic blends where they're so processed and cooked, and they actually cook the tobacco and boil it and steam it and press it and heat it and treat it with heat, makes a big difference. But burleys, I find some examples of tobacco I smoke that got a lot of nicotine in it would be like the Solani aged burley flake. I got to be careful with that. The 10 Russians, some of the stronger English blends, and even some Virginia blends, right? Not to be confused with tongue bite or anything like that. The strength of the tobacco, as far as the flavor strength, has nothing to do with it either. With this stuff here, I noticed the gaslight, I was starting to get a bit of a nicotine hit off it. I said, I'm going to talk about it, so I slowed right down. Right, and this is a big pipe too, so I'll let it go out. I don't do that. I gotta start letting my pipes go out because I smoke too fast. Man, sometimes I can smoke a bowl in fucking 20 minutes, right? It's way too fast. I gotta start slowing down, especially with the nicer weather, and where every day Saturday for me, man, fuck, I might as well sit back and enjoy it. I smoked 3 pipes yesterday, I was mentioning that, but that was just too much. I didn't enjoy them at all. But this is a nice tobacco. I like this. And, But yeah, when you start feeling that, once you start feeling your throat closing off, let your pipe go out. Slow right down on it, right? And the retrohale, it still absorbs into your body and even in the lining in your mouth and stuff, the nicotine. Man, if you inhaled it, holy shit. You'd be like turning green. So anyway, I don't know. Maybe some beginners might want to know about what a nicotine hit is, and that's what it is. Even some guys have been smoking pipes for years who aren't prone, aren't as sensitive to nicotine. They'll get a tobacco that's super potent and they'll smoke it like they normally do and say, Jesus, why am I feeling like this? Well, that's what it is, man. It's fucking nicotine, right? And nicotine's addictive as hell. You start craving it. And I don't want to get that with a pipe, right? That's not why I smoke a pipe. Not because yesterday it was almost like I wanted to smoke a pipe. It might have been, maybe the nicotine's starting to get to me, so I got to stop that. I got a bad heart, right? So I can't be doing that. But inhaling tobacco is really bad for your arteries, right? Pipe smoking. I told my doctor, right, man, I was smoking a pipe. He's like, fuck, yeah, it's all right. I told him how frequently I do it. He advises against it. I know what the health risks are, but fuck it, I get hit by a bus on my way to go see the doctor, right? The risks aren't the same as when you inhale. That's when it gets really dangerous. Inhaling tobacco, the carcinogens, lung cancer, different types of cancers, and one of the main problems with inhaling is, of course, heart disease, because it takes your arteries they lose their elasticity and they become hardened. And then when they become rigid like that, you get plaque buildup and stuff, right? So I know a lot about it. I've been down that road. You better be careful. I gotta keep that. That's why I don't drink, right? Get my nitro. I had a heart attack when I was 34. Lifestyle, right? I lived hard and fast. So that's why I don't drink and all that shit, right? Blessing in disguise. But yeah, it's you get quite the hit off of this nicotine, man. But anyway, don't inhale, retrohale. But that's what a nicotine hit is. In case some of you guys were wondering, some new people might be wondering, or maybe some veterans out there who Like I said earlier, they have a tolerance built up, but then they'll get this tobacco with super high nicotine content and go, what the hell's happening to me? So that's what a nicotine hit is. Anyway, I hope this has been informative. I'm not a doctor, but I do play one on YouTube. So thanks for watching.